Good morning, everyone. We're about to begin. Join with me in this meditation. I'm Anne Ahokangas, and I invite you to allow the words that I speak to be the words of your own heart. As I breathe and relax into this moment, I know there is one divine essence that permeates all things seen and unseen. It is the mind, the all, the divine. And I know that it is who I am. And it is the power of this mind that creates in my life. And anything is possible through this mind, through me. And I know this principle of God works through me to create my life. It is the one great healer. It is the Spirit of truth. For I know there is one life. And this life is in me. And it operates through the law of good, the law of love. And this law of love is benevolence, is good, is compassion. It is this love that does the healing, always, in all ways. For this is its divine nature, and it works the same today as it did yesterday and tomorrow. It is at this moment absolutely all there is, and it is always available. So today I release any ideas that no longer serve me, and allow this divine within me to do its perfect healing. I accept and I allow. For I remember that it is not I, but the divine within that does the work. And so I release all personal opinions and thoughts and leave the how up to this divine essence, knowing that it operates according to my word. And today I speak my word of allowing full and complete healing in every area of my life. And in this moment, I know beyond a doubt, I have a deep belief, a conviction to know that the divine through me creates my life. And so I direct it, I instruct it, I compel it and command it to move through me for my highest and best. For I know it is my words that create the mold to bring about all my desires. For I know deeply that God, the divine, is all there is. And that God, the divine, exists right where the need is. Not as the need, but the answer to the need. And so in this moment, I allow this need to be fulfilled. So in this divine moment, I remember that Spirit is all that is. And it is always manifesting itself. It is pure being, pure potentiality. So with complete faith, and a complete surrender to my highest and best, I allow Spirit through me to create my best life. So I take action now, guided by the promptings within. As I relax and release, I place my entire trust, my complete faith into this simple thought that through God within me, anything is possible. Through God within me, anything is possible. For this power and presence within me operates through me. It is all that is. It is the infinite field of pure potentiality. It is my life. It is here now. I accept it. I allow it. And I release my word, knowing it is already done. Please join with me in affirming, and so it is.
your smile, but somehow it saved my day. The memory lasted miles and quietly paved the way to a longed-for oasis where kindness dwells, not knowing my thirst to belong was masked so well. So are the ways to be lovingly, little bits of heaven, spreading the seeds of smiles, reconciles, worth ourselves, companion. The window's now open wide for my soul to see. Expressions that I chose weren't always the best, I'd say. While wrestling with my woes, you'd whisper another way. With a heart so forgiving, you took my hand. But even more healing were the words I understand. So are the ways to be lovingly, little bits of heaven, spreading the seeds of smiles, reconciles, worth ourselves, companion. The window's now open wide for my soul to see. All of my life I held my fate to chance, allowing the night to hide my way. And now by your light I see my welcoming into the day so bright. So are the ways to be lovingly, little bits of heaven, spreading the seeds of smiles, reconciles, worth ourselves, companion. The window's now open wide for my soul to see. For my soul to see.
Of the Spirit, of the Spirit, of the Spirit, of the Spirit. I am an expression of the Spirit, of the Spirit, of the Spirit, of the Spirit of beautiful expression of the Spirit, of the Spirit, of the Spirit, of the Spirit. Magnificent expression of the Spirit, of the Spirit, of the Spirit, of the Spirit. A unique, unrepeatable expression of God. 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 I am an expression of the Spirit, of the Spirit, of the Spirit, of the Spirit. I am an expression of the Spirit, of the Spirit, of the Spirit, of the Spirit. Right time, right place, an expression of the Spirit, of the Spirit. I'm fabulous, I got it, an expression of the Spirit, of the Spirit. A unique, unrepeatable expression of God. A unique, unrepeatable expression of God.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Welcome to Unity Spiritual Center of Hamilton. My name is Reverend Pat Ball. I am your platform assistant, assisting Reverend Ann Ahokangas. And I am so grateful and glad to be here. If this is your first time, we have a welcome gift for you. You can sign in on the Facebook page or send us an email. And we have a special gift for you. We're a tithing center. And, well, this is now a new quarter, isn't it? When did the quarter? July is a new quarter. Okay, so we tithe 10% of all we receive. We give it back to the universe through tithing to various local charities and also to Unity Canada. For this quarter, we're tithing to Interval House of Hamilton. Let's now begin with the song of the month. A new month, new song. All right.
Well, not really. I am the thinker who thinks the thought that changes things that shape my life. I am the thinker who thinks the thought I have the power to change my life. I am the thinker who thinks the thought that changes things that shape my life. I am the thinker who thinks the thought I have the power to change my life. If you ask me who am I am wisdom, I am light, I am more than meets the eye. I cannot be defined. The thinker who thinks the thought that changes things that shape my life. I am the thinker who thinks the thought I have the power to change my life. I am the thinker who thinks the thought that changes things that shape my life. I am the thinker who thinks the thought I have the power to change my life. If you ask me what am I am beauty, I am joy, I am more than meets the eye. I cannot be defined. I am the thinker who thinks the thought that changes things that shape my life. I am the thinker who thinks the thought I have the power to change my life. I am the thinker who thinks the thought that changes things that shape my life. I am the thinker who thinks the thought I have the power to change my life. I can choose to be the light and bright someone's darkest night. I'm so much more than meets the eye. I cannot be defined. I am the thinker who thinks the thought that changes things that shape my life. I am the thinker who thinks the thought I have the power to change my life. I am the thinker who thinks the thought that changes things that shape my life. I am the thinker who thinks the thought I have the power to change my life. I have the power to change my life. I have the power to change my life.
Very good, thank you. Now that my volume is on. So I'm Reverend Anna Hokangas, and it's my delight to be here with you today. And for those of you, wherever you are in the world, whatever time zone, it's just fabulous that you're here. So let's begin with one of my favorite things to do, and that is opening prayer. So join me in consciousness. As I just relax right here, right now. And remember that there is only Spirit, only the divine, that I sometimes call God, and sometimes I just call it it. And it is who I am. I am an expression, an animated, beautiful, thinking, moving, loving, compassionate expression of it. And I know that my life is created through my thoughts, my deep-held feelings and beliefs. And so today I open up to even more ideas on how I might shape my life and be that thinker that shapes my life, a deliberate thinker. So with a grateful heart, I let go and I let it be so. Please join with me in affirming. And so it is.
I will be gentle with myself. I will be gentle with myself. And I will hold myself like a newborn baby child. I will be gentle with myself. I will be gentle with myself. And I will hold myself like a newborn baby child. I will be tender with my heart. I will be tender with my heart. And I will hold my heart like a newborn baby child. I will be tender with my heart. I will be tender with my heart. And I will hold my heart like a newborn baby child. And I will only go as fast as the slowest part of me feels safe to go. I will only go as fast as the slowest part of me feels safe to go. I will be easy on myself. I will be easy on myself. And I love myself like a newborn baby child. I will be easy on myself. I will be easy on myself. And I love myself like a newborn baby child. And I will only go as fast as the slowest part of me feels safe to go. And I will only go as fast as the slowest part of me feels safe to go. Now I know, and I will gentle with myself. I will be gentle with myself, and I will hold myself like a newborn baby child. I will be gentle with myself. I will be gentle with myself, and I'll hold myself like a newborn baby child. And I'll love myself like a newborn baby child. And I'll love myself like a newborn baby child. And I'll love myself like a newborn baby child.
Oh, I love that song. It is just so peaceful and so affirming. So right on what today's topic is, that is for sure. So now let's read today's daily word, the absolute word, who was adapted by Paul Hesselbeck from the Daily Word. And the word for today is self-care. Who knew? I take care of my mind and body. Jesus taught us to love one another as ourselves. Care of ourselves is one way we demonstrate love for ourselves. I can better care for others when I have taken care of myself. We are threefold beings: body, mind, and spirit. My body and my mind need self-care. Spirit needs no care, since it is timelessly whole and perfect. I love and care for my body with good nutrition, adequate exercise, and good grooming habits. I love and care for my mind by reading books and magazines that I can use to inspire and uplift myself. I take care to remember my spirit, my divinity, by praying daily and meditating daily. And so it is.
And so I love myself the way I am. Nothing to rearrange. I'm beautiful and capable of being the best me I can. And I love myself just the way I am. I love you just the way Behind your fears, your rage and tears, I see your shining star. And I love you just the way you are. I love the world the way it is, 'cause I can clearly see that all the things I judge are done by people just like me. So till the birth of peace on earth that only love can bring, I'll help it grow by loving everything. I love myself the way I am, and still I want to grow. But change outside can only come when deep inside I know I'm beautiful and capable of being the best me I can. And I love myself just the way I am. Yes, I love myself just the way I am. You're beautiful and capable of being the best you can be. And I love you just the way you are. Yes, I love myself just the way I am. So I can love you just the way you are. And we can love the world just the way it is. 'Cause I love myself just the way I am.
Wonderful. Such a lovely song. And we are talking about self-care all month. And so today, specifically, I'm going to look at 3 things, but focusing mainly on the middle one. So we're going to look at self-esteem, because really self-esteem is part of what's required for self-care, but it also enhances self-care. We're going to look at doshas, and I'll explain what that is, and then the limitless possibilities that you have as a consequence of that. So well-being is accessible for all. Would you agree that that's a true statement? Self-care doesn't look the same for everyone, and that's okay too. Because self-care for me might be very different. I mean, Emilio's self-care is doing hot yoga, and I'm so hot all the time that if I did hot yoga, it would not be self-care. So it's very different for me. For me, it would be a cool bath would be self-care, whereas hot yoga would be like, no. And it can be different at every stage of the journey. I mean, there was a time where, yes, I grew up as a Finnish person, and saunas were something that we did every day. And the hotter it was, the better it was. And now, just even the idea of being in there, I'd have to sit on the floor where it's the coolest. So find your own personal solutions, really, is what it's all about. And I'm hoping that throughout the month, I'll give you some ideas on how you might do that. So this is self-love and care defined. And this is from Mrs. Google. Self-love and care, to intentionally and actively offer kindness, support, enhancement, thoughtfulness, patience, restoration, grace, appreciation, and respect towards yourself. So it's not just having a hot bath or hot yoga. It's, you know, even things like
enhancing. How might you enhance? How might you be more thoughtful? How can you be more patient with yourself? And two, to intentionally devote attention and efforts to enhancing and protecting your personal well-being. And, you know, we live in a time where when someone says, "How are you doing?" most people want to give you a list of all of the things that they've been doing rather than how they're actually feeling and all of that. That somehow there's more value in what we do rather than how we are being. And so I invite you to consider when someone says, "So, what's up?" You can talk about how you're feeling, how you've been caring for yourself, and how it's been working for you. So let's begin with self-esteem. So self-esteem's not a gift someone gives you. You have to do the work. And I don't know about you, but not every one of us grew up in a situation where we were encouraged to be proud of ourselves. It was almost thought of as a negative thing. And self-esteem really comes from an environment where you feel safe to be who you are. Would you agree that that's the truth? And so what we do as adults then is we get to choose how we can create that for ourselves, because not all our early days were something that we had control over, generally no control over. So you don't have to accept the values that you inherited. You don't. You can if you like them, but you don't have to accept them. And fitting in is not belonging. I want you to know that. And maybe you've already experienced that. And approval is an addiction. And I lived a good part of my life wanting approval. And it's hard to undo that. And it took a while. I call it peeling the onion, the approval onion. And be good enough, not perfect, is something I invite you to consider. Good enough for you. And be gentle with yourself, like we sang this morning. Like a newborn baby child. When's the last time you treated yourself like a newborn baby child? With that kind of love and tenderness and care and consideration and compassion and patience? I can say that it's been a while for me. And so we have some values that are passed down, and you can think of some, and I'll get you to shout some out so maybe you can think about it as I read these ones. Boys don't cry, for instance, is a value. Always compete to win. You know, you have to get great marks at school. Never show your vulnerability because someone will beat you if you do. So what other values would you say were negative ones that you grew up with? Anything that comes to mind?
What will the neighbors think?
What will the neighbors think? Yeah. Anything else?
One must suffer to be beautiful.
Oh, one must suffer to be beautiful. Or you have to work hard to have any kind of value.
No pain, no gain.
No pain, no gain. Yes. And actually, I drove past a sign and it was a dentist and it said Dr. Payne. I thought, I'm not going to that guy. Did you want to be loved by those who had passed down those values to you?
Yes.
Yes, we all did, didn't we? And did you believe that you would not be loved if you didn't share them? I think there was a certain point, and even in school, you know, it was if I was liked by the teacher, I had an easier time. And I learned very early on that if I had the teacher think that I was really engaged, even if I didn't understand it, I got better marks. So I used to always sit in the front row and I'd always put my hand up for everything. And I wasn't one of the best students in the class, but I understood that there was this give and take. And I always did okay. And did you risk disapproval? And how often did you risk disapproval? I have a sister who's 7 years younger than I am, and she always risked disapproval. And I was the firstborn, and I never did. And if I did, it was like, I hope they don't find out. So Brené Brown says, when your path is clearly laid out before you, it really isn't your path. Now I want you to think about that. How many times do we want to know exactly what's going to happen, how it's going to unfold, what's going to be the next thing that I have to do? And yet, if you know all of that, then it's not your path, because life isn't meant to be that smooth and easy in the sense of no challenges, no learning. Life is about learning and expanding and growing and becoming more of who you are, peeling that onion. So whose life are you living? And when did you discover that you were perhaps living someone else's life? You know, I was 20, I think, when I met my first husband, who I didn't marry for a few years, but I met him then. And he used to say, oh, it's just so wonderful because you are like a chameleon. You are exactly what you need to be wherever you go. And I was really proud of that because I was able to kind of fit in everywhere. But I never belonged anywhere. Nobody ever really knew me. And so the uncovering of who I am has been a lifelong journey, and it will continue. So self-care is taking back control of your life and becoming the person not only that you really are, but who you want to be. So I used this term this morning, and I've had the experience this week when my internal 4-year-old showed up, and it's a term called awfulizing. So when you consider a change, do you magnify the negative and minimize the positive consequences? So, you know, I was thinking about doing more weight training rather than just swimming. And I began to awfulize. I'm going to be so sore for days. I don't have the right shoes. I have to go to the bathroom too often, and it's too far down the hall. And what else did I come up with? Oh, I don't have anything that's really good to wear to the gym, you know. That was all awfulizing. And do you do that with something that's a new change? Like you think of all of the reasons why it just is not going to work and I'm not going to do it. And why do we do that? It's as though no is the first thing we say, like a belligerent 4-year-old. No. And then have time to think about it and say, well, you know, maybe I'll put my toe in. So I said to Randy, who is encouraging me to do this, well, I'm willing to go and have a tour of the facility, which we haven't done yet. Next week. So now I'd like to get into DOSHA. Does anybody know what a DOSHA is? So back when I was in my 20s, part of the industry that I was in was the beauty business and the spa business. And I had the opportunity through one of the product lines that I was working with to be introduced to Ayurveda. And Ayurveda is the Eastern way of looking at life. And they really look at everyone holistically, especially when it comes to your constitution. And doshas are your constitution. And so for those of you that are online, we're going to be going through a questionnaire. So if you could get a pen and a paper handy, then you can answer these questions and have a better idea of what your dosha might be. So those of you that are here, you've already been given one with the different numbers for each one, and then you can go through and circle the one that would be the most appropriate. But doshas are basically 3 energies that define every person's makeup. Knowing your dosha can help you to live a healthier, more balanced life. Now, a dosha says it's 3 energies. It's a combination of 3 energies, and you will have one more than others. So you may be more one than another at this time in your life, but that may also change as time goes on. So in Ayurveda, each of us has a unique mind-body type known as a dosha. And so even though we are all human beings, we seem to have a different constitution, and you can recognize that. You can have 2 people in a room, and one is skinny and one is fat. One is hot and the other is cold. And those are part of our constitution, our body type. And think of a dosha as an individual blueprint that describes your unique, not only personality, but your tendencies and your physical nature. So it's a little bit of all of that, and it can be quite complicated, so I've attempted to make it as simple as I can. And there is also a website that you can write down and go to get more information. So understanding your doshas reveals how to keep yourself in balance to stay happy, healthy, and disease-free. And I mean, as we're on this spiritual journey, yes, here on Sundays, we're focusing on the spirit side of things. But the thing is that if our physical and our mind is not balanced, then it's pretty hard to do any of that kind of thinking stuff, isn't it? Because it takes over. So you can go to Chopra.com and to dosha-quiz to take the quiz, but we'll do one together that's very similar. So now if you turn your paper over to where the numbers are, so this is number 1, and it will say body. So I want you to hear all of these and circle the one that you think you're most likely. So you're thin, lanky, slim with thin muscles, you're medium, symmetrical with good muscle development, or you're stocky, round, broad, and large. So I'm the kapha. So in your weight, you lose weight easily, you remain a constant weight, or you gain weight easily. I'm a kapha. Your chest, you have a sunken chest with your ribs showing, you have a medium chest, or you have a broad, large chest. I'm a kapha. Your hips, they're slender, thin hips. You have medium hips, or you have wide, heavy hips. I'm a kapha. Your schedule, it's irregular, and your eating times are irregular. Or you have a long work day, or you're good at keeping a routine. And I would say that today I keep a good routine. I used to have a long work day. I used to be a pitta, I'm now a kapha. Sleep, you're a light sleeper, you sleep well, an average length, or you sleep deep and long, trouble waking up. I'm a vata today, but I was a kapha. So appetite, irregular small appetite. Pitta, strong hunger, and kapha, steady moderate appetite. And again, I'm more a kapha. Thirst, irregular thirst, or you're strong and frequently thirsty, or you're rarely thirsty. Now, I used to rarely be thirsty. I mean, I would hardly drink anything. And now I'm a pitta. I'm drinking frequently. Digestion. You have gas and irregular digestion. You have a steady, strong digestion, or you have a slow, heavy digestion. Mine is a pitta. Skin. You have thin skin, you have warm and rosy skin, or you have thick skin. I would say that I'm between a pitta and a kapha, somewhere in there. If I'm having a flash, I'm rosy. So your hair, it's dark, it's dry, it's frizzy, or it's fine, it's straight, it's light or reddish, or it's thick and wavy. I'm a kapha. Your eyes, they're sharp, gray, green, light brown eyes, or they're sunken, small, active, dark eyes, or they're large, calm, loving eyes. My eyes are large, and they used to be much larger. So, you know, the skin hanging overs made them a little bit smaller, but I'm a kapha there too. Lips, you have thin lips, you have bright red lips, face or palms, or you have large, smooth lips. I would say I'm a kapha there too. Pitta maybe, but more kapha. The red lips is lipstick, just in case you didn't know. Speech, you talk quickly, you have sharp language, or you're slow, monotonous speech. If you've ever listened to my meditations, slow, monotonous speech. Emotions. You have anxiety, fear, uncertainty. You have anger, irritable, ambitious, analytical, or you're calm, greedy, and stagnant. Mostly calm, greedy, and stagnant for me. Mood. Your mood changes quickly, or you have intense emotions, or you have steady emotions. I'm pretty steady. Again, don't think too hard. It'll come to you pretty quickly. Personality. You're creative and imaginative. You're intelligent, efficient, perfect. Or you're caring, calm, and patient. I would say I'm more a Vata. Conflict makes me. Conflict makes me restless. Conflict makes me angry and irritable. Conflict makes me depressed and lazy. I'd say Vata for me. Wealth. You're poor and you spend frivolously. You have medium wealth and spend on luxuries, or you're rich and you hold on to money. I've been all of those. Social. You make and change friends often. Friends are work-related, change with the job. Friendships are long-lasting and sincere. Stamina. You have short bursts of energy, you have medium stamina, or you have steady, high stamina. I'm definitely a Kapha there. So climate, you avoid cold, you avoid heat, or you avoid humidity. Activity, you're hyperactive and quick. You have a moderate pace, goal-oriented activity, or you're slow and steady activity. I'm definitely slow and steady. I get a lot accomplished because I keep on going. So you lose weight easily. So we're done, eh? This was just an extra one? Okay. So when your doshas become unbalanced, so I'd like you to just take a moment now and just count up how many of each one you have, just so you have an idea of what you predominantly are before we go to the next phase. So you might be very close with two, but whichever has the highest score is basically who your constitution is. Anybody want to tell me what they came up with?
I'm a Veda.
Vata?
Vata, yeah.
Predominantly?
Vata. Mostly Pitta.
Mostly Pitta?
And me too.
Okay. So this will help now as we go to this next part. So when your main constitution becomes unbalanced, this is how it shows up. So if you're a Vata predominantly, in balance, you're creative, you're quick, you're alert, your sensitivity, you have a sensitivity to new ideas and the ability to develop non-attachment to material things. Many artists are have a lot of Vata in them. But when you're out of whack, we are overrun by Vata. We can become unfocused, unable to complete tasks, overwhelmed, anxious, and our digestion often suffers. If you're a Pitta and you're in balance, it allows you the ability to channel your creativity out in the world as concrete plans. And when you're out of balance, you get burned out and feel adrenaline fatigue, and you tend towards irritability and anger and frustration and can suffer from ulcers and gastric reflux. And a Kapha, the most stable of the three doshas, when in balance, offers calm, patience, and the ability to follow things through to their end points. And that's definitely me when I'm totally balanced. And when I'm not, then I become too rigid. I tend to lose my fire and become depressed, feel lethargic, and gain weight. So it's interesting. Again, this is a general idea, but it gives you a real good feel for what you might be and how you present when you're out of balance. So rebalancing is really what you want to do. And in the Ayurvedic principle, it says that like increases like, while opposites balance. So for instance, like if like attracts like, so when I'm really low, I want to eat heavy comfort foods which slow me down even more. Whereas opposites create balance. So I'm supposed to eat lots of like cucumbers and radishes and lettuce and cold things and stuff it's the last thing I want to do when I'm out of balance. So can you see that, where you have that, whatever is your dosha, and the opposite of that is usually what you need to do. So maybe for you it's to eat warm, heavy things to slow you down because you've gotten hyper. So to balance a particular dosha, you must cultivate the qualities opposite to that dosha. So to balance a vata, so you should practice a routine, minimize time spent on your tech devices, eat seasonally, slow down the pace of your life, slow down your workout, and avoid too many sports such as running. So it's the whole idea of slowing down, which is the hardest thing when a vata is, in that hyper mode. And for a pitta, it's to minimize coffee, to eat cooling foods like astringent foods like cucumbers and, to eat leafy greens and avoid too much red meat, to practice sports without a competitive mindset, the key thing there, and to dedicate your work to cultivating an attitude of service and indulge in self-care. And to balance a kapha, commit to daily exercise, sweat to move out excess energy. Oh, I hate sweating. That's why I go in the pool. I don't notice that I'm sweating. Create more spontaneity in your life. Yeah, like what? I've planned my day. Don't throw spontaneity in there, especially if I'm out of whack. So minimize dairy and carbs and also wheat and in your diet. And those are the things my go-to when I'm in that unbalanced kapha state. Eat lots of vegetables and less meat. Add warming spices such as ginger, cinnamon, black pepper to your food because they rev you up. And try dry brushing. And that's where you're using like a body scrubber, but on dry skin because it stimulates the skin. So the benefit to balancing, because I know you wanted to know what the benefits were. Ultimately, to stay healthy. We're able to enjoy life with more ease, vitality, and bliss. And the more that we can do to balance our constitution, the easier it is for us to truly stay healthy from the inside out. So pretty simplified, but it makes sense, doesn't it? So then let's look at the limitless possibilities that you have now that you are balanced. I'm not eating cucumber today, I'm just telling you. I'm going to have pasta. So self-love is self-care. Self-care is self-enhancement, preservation, and development. And, I didn't think about self-care as being development, but it really is, isn't it? And self-love is self-care because it means intentionally devoting attention and efforts to enhancing and protecting your well-being. I'm watching that marvelous Mrs. Maisel, and where she measures herself every day, and her calves are always the same size, and her thighs are always the same size, and her waist is always the same size, and that's part of her routine. And I was thinking to myself, if I had had that routine when I was younger, I wouldn't have gained weight because I would have noticed it as soon as it happened. But being a kapha, when I wasn't having a good time, I would eat things that caused me to gain weight. And so the self-care routine that I was taught when I was younger was that I wasn't taught one. And so all we can do today is to start with where we're at and do the best that we can. So when you love and care for yourself, you make good decisions that enhance and protect your life quality and reduce unnecessary worry. And I mean, that makes sense. But sometimes we need to be reminded. Recognize that you are human and humans are flawed by design. Perfection in human nature doesn't exist. And so if somewhere, somehow, somebody told you that perfection doesn't look like you, they're wrong. Because it is who you are. And then what you choose to do with that perfection is up to you. So these are just some of the tools. So self-love and self-care is defined as intentionally and actively offering kindness. support, enhancement, thoughtfulness, patience, restoration, grace, appreciation, and self-respect towards yourself, and to intentionally devote attention and efforts to enhancing and protecting your personal well-being. So that's your task this month. What can you do to get yourself back into balance? Starting with analyze where you are with your self-esteem. And are there areas where you're more confident than others? And how might you enhance the areas where you're not so confident? And then look more deeply into the doshas. I think it's a really helpful way of holistically looking at ourselves and how we might find balance. And know that you are limitless. You can do anything when you put your mind to it. So would you say this with me as our final affirmation? I intentionally and actively offer kindness, support, enhancement, thoughtfulness, patience, restoration, grace, appreciation, and respect towards myself. I intentionally devote attention and efforts to enhancing and protecting my personal well-being. So let's expect the best, okay, Amelia?
Yes. I open my eyes, greet the new day, take a deep breath, kneel down and pray. Then I give thanks, look in the mirror, and a friend looks back at me. A smile lights up my face, and I know that I am blessed. So I expect the best. Expect the best. I know that I'm loved right where I stand. I know I'm enough just as I am. All that I want, all I desire is waiting here for me. The universe conspires to ensure my happiness. So I expect the best. Expect the best. I expect the best from every passing moment, every single day. I'm loving my life, living my dreams, losing my fears. I'm spreading my wings, feeling alive, anticipating what the future holds for me. And I can't wait to see what's gonna happen next, 'cause I expect the best. I expect the best. I expect the best. I expect the best. I
Oh, yes. I love all those words. That is so perfect. The universe, what is it? The universe is conspiring to, yes, to show me my happiness, to ensure my happiness. Wow, thanks, Emilio. Well, this is what we got today, is a colored demonstration of each of the three doshas. Kapha, Pitta, and Vata. So I circled 13 pittas, so I'm mostly the orange one, but there's some parts of it that I wasn't. That was fascinating stuff. I've heard about Ayurveda, and I know that's Deepak Chopra's main way of looking at life, the mind, the whole mind-body thing, but isn't that fascinating? Yeah, I'm going to go to that website, chopra.com and /dosha-quiz. That was so amazing. And thank you so much, Anne. That was just fascinating. Well, now's our time for conscious giving. And what were the three doshas for giving? I'm not sure. I think the Vata one was being rich and keeping on to your money. Well, we're rich, but we don't need to hold on to it. We can share it with the community, with the world, just like unity does. And so this is your time to share your gifts with your community. We're so grateful for those of you that serve here. It takes a community to put this service together. And so whether it's with your time or with your talent or with your treasures, we thank you. Let's just repeat our affirmation together under conscious giving. Divine love that I am blesses all I give and all I receive. And so it is.
Amazing, amazing. You will do amazing things. Amazing, amazing. You will do amazing things. You will do amazing things with the choice each new day brings, and with every step you take. Bless the progress that you make. The reason you live is there in every gift you give. Love your life, love your dreams. You will do amazing things. Amazing, amazing. You will do amazing things. Amazing, amazing. You will do amazing things. Oh, the places you will go and the people you will know. Don't worry when, where, or how. You don't need to know that now. You're on the right track. No need to look ahead or back. Just enjoy what this day brings. You will do amazing things. You don't have to work it out. Just stay in the here and now. Let your mind rest for a little while. Sometimes deepest answers come when you're out there having fun. So close your eyes, take a breath, and smile. will do amazing things. Amazing, amazing. You will do amazing things. Oh, amazing, amazing. You will do amazing things. Amazing, amazing. You will do amazing things. Amazing, amazing. You will do amazing things. You will do amazing things.
Like balancing your doshas.
Yes, amazing. So know that we're here to pray with you. That is the foundation of New Thought, is that when we recognize that Spirit is all there is and Spirit is right here, everything is amazing. And so if you have forgotten or forget, send us a prayer request, because I know that for you. We know that for you. So let's end with, before we do our final song, the Prayer for Protection by James Dillett Freeman. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is. And it is the first Sunday of the month, so we eat cake. We have a cake in the coffee area. For those of you at home, have a piece of cake. And let's sing Happy Birthday.
Happy birthday. On a count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Everyone born in the month of June. Happy birthday to you. God is blessing you now. God is blessing you now. God is blessing you. You are wonderful. God is blessing you now.
And stay up here. Stay up here.
Stay up here. There's more. It ain't over yet. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that is meant to be, with God as creator, family all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my solemn vow, to take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me.
So thank you so much for those of you, wherever you are in the world, that have joined in. I hope that you have a wonderful week, and we look forward to seeing you next week. And know that I love you. I love you. I love you. Bye for now. Let's eat cake.